So, in case you haven't been on Twitter, it's big news. It's going around everywhere. Phineas and Ferb is coming back, and my question is why? Why do we need another 40 episodes of Phineas and Ferb? Why does Phineas and Ferb need to come back? The show had a definitive ending, but they keep bringing it back. It took over Milo's Murphy's Law. It takes over literally everything. It got like a special or two on Disney Plus, and now it's getting 2 seasons exclusively on Disney Plus. It's obvious that this is being done to draw attention to Disney Plus. They saw how well the first Phineas and Ferb special did, and now they want to recapture that lightning. And the thing is like, the guy who made Phineas and Ferb, the guy who voices Doofenshmirtz, he is a very good person, and he's very excited to work on this. And he is someone who is, I would describe as like the anti-Butch Hartman. He makes a lot of shows, he's really passionate about it, and he doesn't tend to ruin those shows. So I'm glad that he gets the opportunity to go back to this world and explore these characters. But my thing is it worth going back to it? Because really, the only way I would see Phineas and Ferb working going forward is if they were allowed to age, and we continued where the series left off with them being adults. Because we've already seen them as kids. We've already seen them as kids again in Milo Murphy. Like, I don't want Doofenshmirtz to go back to his status quo. I don't want everything to go back to its status quo. I don't want this to take place before Milo Murphy, which is what I feel like it's going to do. Try something new, try something different, try to be unique. Do that thing that Gravity Falls wanted to do by having an adult version of the show and actually commit to it, because Gravity Falls couldn't do that. What do you think about this though, Luminous? What do you think about Phineas and Ferb coming back?
I love Phineas and Ferb as a kid, but I don't really think it should come back. I think it had a definitive ending, and I agree. Unless it's going to be taking place in the future, there's no real reason for it to come back. It had a very good runtime, if I remember. It had a whole bunch of seasons, and everyone loved it. But there's no reason to bring it back because I think it ended at a good place. And I think Disney's mostly just doing it as a cash grab. I'm glad the guy who made it is, he seems to be enthusiastic to do more. And I do feel like he actually does truly really love his stuff. But I don't really want more Phineas and Ferb. And I hope he is able to do something where they're in the future, because I really don't think because they're getting like 40 more episodes. I don't think there's a whole bunch more you could do with it. Because I think by the time Phineas and Ferb wrapped up, it was starting to get, I don't want to say stale, but I think it was running its course.
Yeah, that's the thing. Phineas and Ferb exists on a gimmick of two kids making weird inventions over the summer and Candace trying to prove that they're doing stuff when their mom isn't around. We've already explored what if they got caught. We've already wrapped up the plot lines with Candace. We already know Doofenshmirtz is going to be a good guy in the future. We know the answers to every question that made the status quo possible. Unless they're going to try something new and try a new status quo, there's no reason in going back to this world and revisiting these characters and revisiting this setting. To be honest, I really don't see this idea going any further than what we've gotten. And what we got was good, but if the Phineas and Ferb movie special, whatever you want to call it, is anything to like show where the franchise is going, I'm honestly going to be disappointed. I liked the characters in Milo Murphy Law. I hate that they kind of took it over, but I did like them there, and I think Doofenshmirtz really did like steal the show as the main character. But I don't know if they can pull that off again, and I don't know if they'll bother. I think Phineas and Ferb were the least interesting characters in the Milo Murphy show. They kind of just existed. Doofenshmirtz was interesting because he got to evolve, he got to do something new, he got to do something different. I think if Phineas and Ferb comes back and they do the same old shit, I and a lot of people aren't going to bother watching it.